How much freedom do you want? How much of our land should we demand? 10%? 50%? Or 100%? How much of our humanity should we demand? Any dignified, honorable people will always demand 100% liberation, 100% of their humanity back. This may sound impossible to us now, but once we are Nican Tlaca educated and disciplined and united, it will be a very natural thing to do, to regain the full humanity of our people, to regain the full control of our lands, our continent, and their vast wealth, the wealth that is being stolen from us every day. In our minds, this is a dream, but every people who became free started with a dream, and then a plan, and then actions, and then finally liberation, freedom. But with us, we have the crippling that Europeans have done to our minds, and even to their own minds, with the thoughts that we are forever doomed to serve the white race, that we will never be free from slavery to the white race. It is totally doable, our liberation, but we have to be educated as Nican Tlaca. We have to drop all of the ego, materialism, drugs, and all of the other shit that is now part of our fake white culture, our mestizo culture, our Latino American culture. We have to have an educated and courageous leadership, a collective leadership. And we have to be unselfish and patient and disciplined and organized, united with intelligent, courageous, creative, dedicated Nican Tlaca liberators. Yes to the protests against injustice in Arizona. Yes to confronting white supremacy all across our continent. Yes to confronting the vendidos and the opportunists and the politicos who do nothing for our people. Bring them down when they do not serve our people. Down with the vendidos and the politicos. The solution is education that teaches us the importance of knowing of how long we have been on our continent, which is 50,000 years or more, which is longer than Europeans have been in Europe. The solution is knowing that we have been civilized as Nican Tlaca with cities and towns and agriculture for 6,000 years or more, which is longer than Europeans and way longer than anything in Europe, which only dates back to about 800 BC in civilization, while findings in our civilization go back to 3700 BC. And the archaeologists are finding older and older sites on our continent. Solution is to know all of our accomplishments, to know of the pride of our people, accomplishments in astronomy, mathematics, calendar making, accomplishments in building great civilizations. But what happened to us? Who stopped our achievements, our genius, our creativity, our freedoms? It was the European invasions, genocide, and the enslavement of our people. That is what happened. The solution is in not only knowing of our accomplishments, but also in knowing of the crimes of the Europeans, the massacres, the rapes, the theft, the killing of 95% of our population. So here we are today with Arizona and its Nazi laws, and white supremacy continues its genocide against our people, not just in the USA, but in Mexico and all of our continent. White supremacy continues its Indian removal of our people. White supremacy continues its oppression, terrorism, and its shameless immorality against our people. So yes, let us confront white supremacy here in Arizona, and there are other states planning the same white supremacist actions, using laws like Nazi Germany did to exterminate Jews and Gypsies and other non-Germanics. This is racism. This is racist hate. This is a plan to remove and to exterminate the true owners of this continent. The sooner we understand all of this, the sooner we will wake up out of the poison that is white supremacy. But let's not get fooled by USA white supremacy. Look at Mexico and all of the other white supremacist controlled Latin nations on our continent. White faces on TV and in Espanol and magazines, all celebrating whiteness and teaching us to hate ourselves. It really is no better than the Arizona KKK monstrosity. Look at Mexico and its southern border with Guatemala, how it deals with our people crossing the fake borders. Look at the white supremacy of Spanish language television and its programming and the ignorance of and racism it promotes. Look at our families. Look at our white supremacist mestizo culture. Look into your own heart and mind and be honest about the white supremacist evil that has been planted into all of our minds. It is there like a poison that we cannot remove. It is the same even for white people who are white supremacists. It is an evil poison that mutilates their humanity. Mexica Movement is about helping with that first step of ridding us of the self-hate, the poison of white supremacy, and we work to the final end where we accomplish total liberation from white supremacy everywhere on our continent. So, with this introduction to the reality that is the world, this White Supremacy 101 as it affects us as Nican Tlaca, we will continue with these classes in education for liberation. We will continue this for the rest of our lives.